Hi, it's Debs from Soul Harmony Yoga. Welcome to our Facebook Live. And today we're going to be talking about how do I actually manage to stay disciplined when I'm doing my yoga practice. So a lot of people want to do an online yoga practice, but they believe that they're not disciplined enough. Today I'm going to go through about 8 tips for you to think about how you can actually change this belief and things that you can do practically so that if you want to have an online yoga practice at home, then you can do. Okay, so the first thing is that you actually need to want to do your online yoga practice. And I know that sounds a bit weird, but a lot of people think they want to do something, but they may or may not really want to do it. So the best way to identify this is to think about why you actually want to do an online yoga practice. What benefits are there going to be for you if you practice yoga online? And also, what will happen if you don't practice online yoga? What are the consequences going to be at the other end of that as well? So it may be, for example, that you know that you've got, a back that needs some love and attention, and a weekly class doesn't really suit your lifestyle. If you don't practice yoga online for this, then it's more, and you don't do anything else about it either, then it's quite likely that your back is going to become worse. So that is an example of a consequence of not practicing. So, and when you identify these two things, you can use those as a motivator to help you to make time for your yoga practice, which is our next top tip. You've got to think about when you actually want to practice yoga, and maybe plan it a day before. So there may be things like animals in your house or children, and there'll be lots of things that your mind will be going, oh, well, I can't do it because of this, or I can't do it because of that. So quick 5-minute planning of, okay, well, if that's there and the animals are out there, the children are over there, then there's a time that I could actually plan and do my yoga. And just make sure that the day before, just think to yourself before you go to bed, tomorrow at that time I'm going to be doing my yoga practice. And I find when I do that, then it actually does happen when I plan it too. So that's tip number 2. Okay, so the next one is recognizing your story around why you feel that you're not disciplined enough. Is it a resistance or a block for you? So you can sit and just consider when you're saying to yourself, oh, I can't do my online yoga because of this or because of that, and just explore those reasons and see if they're actually reality and if it's something that you perhaps could change. It might be something that your mind will be telling you, but it's actually not real. It's just a block that you've got, which we all have as humans. Don't know why, but we do. Okay, so the next thing to consider is the space that you've got for your practice. So the space in your home, and I will promise you it doesn't need to be a big space. The space for online yoga, what you need is to have access to obviously a phone or a tablet or a laptop, computer, whatever you've got, or you can screen it to TV if you've got something like Apple TV. And you just need somewhere to spread your mat out, that's all. Now you can also, and this is one of the things I love about online yoga, is really consider what you want in your space, because it's your practice and you decide if you want essential oils burning, or if you want music playing in the background, or you want it to be really quiet and peaceful. Get the snug blankets, the pillows, the cushions, whatever you need for your practice. You can just create it all yourself with just a couple of minutes thought of what's going to nurture you. But again, if it's a block that you've been thinking, I don't have the space to practice online yoga, you just need about the space of a place to put your yoga mat down, and then for the way that I teach yoga, just to be able to swing your arms around this way and just have space so you're not, and that goes for the floor space as well, so that you're not cluttering, banging into things when you're practicing, and that's the only space that you need. Okay, so we've talked about creating a beautiful space for your practice as well, so considering giving that some thought. When you know that you've got a really lovely space to practice, it's going to give you motivation. You want to be in it, and it's part of that. Why are you doing it? What are you hoping to feel after your practice, so that you know it will help to motivate you to get there in the first place. Okay, so the other thing is having some motivational images around. So having pictures that really, you know, inspire you, or affirmations, or you want to try and keep your energy or your motivation quite high. So when you decide that you're going to do an online practice, and it does require, there's no doubt about it, it does require discipline from yourself, then have things around your house that make it easier to remind you and keep you feeling quite motivated around it, keep you energized around that idea. So things on your fridge, you might have something in your bathroom. Sometimes I have things on my bedside cabinet, so when I wake up in the morning it kind of connects me to that positive feeling. It might be a book that you're reading that kind of inspires you, so anything that really inspires you. Things like having a reminder on your phone and set like a really positive message for yourself, that's a really lovely thing to do as well. And it just makes it easy so that you don't have to work really hard to keep yourself at a level of energy that you actually feel really excited about. So we want to just keep your brain quite motivated as well to, you know, to do the work for you, so that you end up doing the practice that you love. So there's a few tips for you to consider. So we've got identify why you're doing what you're doing and what benefits you're going to get. Identify the consequences of not having an online yoga practice. Think about the timing that's going to work for you and be realistic about this. Recognize your I'm not disciplined enough story. What is that about? Consider the space in your home and what space you'd like to have that special practice time for you. Planning time in, thinking about the day, the quiet time, and making sure that you think about this the night before, and then make sure that it happens on that day. And your motivational images to keep your brain doing the work for you so that you feel good and energized. That's it. So thanks for listening. If you'd like to sign up for our newsletter to get more motivational tips and see our Facebook Lives that we're doing, the blogs that we're writing, I'll put a link in the post, and you can join us for that and find out a bit more about us. Have a wonderful day. Bye.